In section 2 of Unit 8, we're going to look at multiplying and dividing rational expressions here. Another name for a rational expression is algebraic fraction. You're going to hear me use those words interchangeably. We're going to start out in this top section with a little bit easier ones. They're just monomials. Then you have to remember the rule when I multiply fractions. So like if I have 1/2 times 3/4, the rule is multiply across the top. 1 times 3 is 3, multiply across the bottom, or multiply the denominators, that's 8. So multiply numerators, multiply denominators, and reduce if you can. That's what we're going to do when they are variable expressions as well. It's going to start out monomials, and we're going to do number 2. So if I do that, let's make that a little bit bigger, focus in on that. So I have 10 times 6, so if you don't do any reducing ahead of time, this is going to be 60. And on the bottom I do 5 times 6r squared, which is 30r squared. Now if they are monomials, okay, top and bottom have monomials, I can go ahead and reduce. 30 goes in here once and in here twice, and I get 2 over r squared, and that would be my final answer. Now, if I show you what I could do within this fraction, I could have canceled these, put those as 1s in the beginning. I could have said 5 goes into 5 once and into 10 twice. Notice I have 2 times 1 on the top, which gives me that 2. I have 1 times r squared, which gives me the r squared on the bottom, and you get the same answer. Let's go down to number 9. And before I talk about number 9, I want to talk about some things, some misconceptions and some things we've seen in the past in math. For instance, if I have x plus 4 all over x, I cannot cancel the x's there. This is a binomial, okay, over a monomial, and you can't cancel within this binomial. Now, if I had something like this, if I had an x factored out, and then I had it times the binomial x plus 4, now I can cancel those x's because there's multiplication right there. So that whole monomial factor of x could cancel out. So just some canceling rules, not specific to any one problem. So let's look at number 9, and kind of in this next section, they're already going to be in factored form, which is what you want to get them. So if I look at that, that's m minus 2, so we really have all this multiplied on the top, and then 9 times 2 times 2m plus 3 on the bottom. I can cancel factors, okay? So even like if I had x times x plus 4, and let's say on the bottom I had an x plus 4, which is like a binomial, I can cancel the whole binomial factors. Well, that's what I'm going to do right here. And I can also cancel the monomials of 9. So what am I left with? I have my m minus 2. Now, it's not multiplied by anything else on the top, so you could keep parentheses around it, but you don't really need them there. All over 2. And I cannot cancel the 2's that are left here, okay, because again, this is from a binomial, so this 2 right here and this 2 right here cannot cancel. Okay, let's go to the next one, and we're going to do number 23, and let me zoom in on that problem a little bit. Okay, so I can't start out canceling this 7b and this 7b right here, because this is in a binomial. Okay, so I like to put parentheses around. This is a trinomial times this. But what you want to do is, from this right here, I want to actually take out a common factor. I want to factor it. I'm going to take out 7b. And I'm left with b plus 1, opposite of the distributive property. Now, this b plus 1 has to go here at the end. So here's what I have on the top. Now, on the bottom, I'm going to factor this trinomial. Okay, this is AC factoring. A is 1, so I need a product of 1 times negative 7, so I need a product of negative 7. I need a sum of negative 6, so it's negative 7 and 1. So if I split this term, it's b squared minus 7b plus 1b minus 7. Now I'm going to group. I'm going to take out a b, so it's b and then b minus 7 left over here. I'm going to take out that positive 1 to still be left with my b minus 7, so these two match. And so that ends up being b minus 7 times b plus 1. Now here's a little shortcut when you're factoring trinomials here where a is 1. So in other words, the square term's got a 1 in front of it. Notice my pair were negative 7 and 1. That's really what went in here. Now that only works when a is 1 or the square term has a coefficient of 1. Okay, otherwise you got to do the splitting like I did. So this is b minus 7 times b plus 1. And then I still have this 7b down on the bottom. So now I've got everything. I've written it as one algebraic fraction. Now what cancels? Well, one of the b plus 1's will cancel, top and bottom. This 7b monomial factor will cancel with that 7b. So I'm left with b plus 1 all over b minus 7. And that's your answer. You can't cancel the b's there because remember, these are like binomials. You couldn't cancel with n. Now, you don't have to keep the parentheses on there, but that's what it really means.